On this episode, join Andy and John on their journey home from Northern Wrestling Federation in Fairfield, Ohio. Welcome to the road home from wrestling.
Here in my car, I feel safest of all. I can lock all my doors, and it's the only way I live in cars.
All right, well, we're headed home from another week at Northern Wrestling Federation. My name's Andy, coming to you live today from the road home from Wrestling World Mobile Headquarters of the world. We're #1 in Spain. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Hey, John, how you doing? And by the way, I got John in the front seat. What's going on, John?
I'm pretty good. I got all the gum out of my pocket. If you listened to last night's episode, you knew it was quite a predicament. I got gum all over my pockets because these little bastard kids in front of us. Somehow they snuck behind us, put gum in my pocket, got all over my phone. It's cleared up.
Okay, well, that's good to know. You have a different jacket tonight, too, which is
because
important.
I have to wash that other one now.
Well, what's important, too, is that you did not get gum in the jacket pocket of your #1 in Spain jacket, right?
Correct.
That's very important, because the King of Spain, their president,
Oh my gosh,
he would get really upset with us. So
I feel like that's like calls for death penalty.
it's Spain.
So that seems right.
Well, I mean, maybe 200 years ago, the Spanish Inquisition and all that, you know, that's long gone, though, John. I mean, otherwise, I don't think they would like our show. I think they'd be very inquisitive about our show, if we would say, you know.
Maybe.
And, but anyway, well, tonight was one of the UFW 42069 Zombie Halls and Fairfield shows, and tonight was interesting. We are going to kind of zip through the night a little bit tonight. At least that's the plan. That's what we always say, and then we go an hour, but you know, tonight's show didn't hold a ton of meaning, I guess, if that makes any sense. I mean, there were some good matches, and there was some great wrestling. It's just that, you know, only like 2 stories got any kind of progression, really, and one of them just became stagnant. So I don't know what, you know, we're kind of missing some story stuff right now in NWF where it's just kind of missing, and that's typically what they do. So, you know, if you're going to an NWF show and there's not much story, it's kind of like, well, what? You know, like we kind of want that part is important, you know?
It's like those in-between pay-per-views or like Monday Night Raws right before the end of the year where like no one's watching and caring. It's not that the booker didn't care. It was just like, hey, it's the end of the year. You know, let's
get through this.
Let's get through this and let's start the stories ramp them back up in January.
Right. Yeah, because definitely January. So we're going to get to the end, and when we get to the end of the show, you'll hear about some of the matches that are coming up in January, and we're definitely going to have some good shit coming up. But anyway, so tonight though we opened up with a pre-show match, which was also John. It was the pre-show main event.
What?
Who was in the pre-show main event?
It was Kimba.
What?
Taking on the Warlock with Andre Macaroni.
So this is the second time that the Warlock has returned since his strange absence after FanFest 13, 12, one of those. I don't know which one it was, but
it's been gone a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. So
and while he's been gone, he's clearly slimmed down a little bit. Like he cut some of the padding off of his boots, so he got a little shorter.
Looks a little different.
He lost some weight. So I mean, he's looking good. Whatever you're doing, buddy, keep it up.
Yeah, keep it up. You know, he also had Andre Macaroni with him, which, you know, he is a heel manager, so, you know.
So what is the Warlock's job in the MOB?
Well, John,
company?
I hate to tell you this, but the MOB is no longer a thing, John.
What?
It's long gone now. You know, at this point, Andre is more like a Don King type character, where he is a manager of fighters, you know, and he wants to get the best fighters and hype his matches and stuff like that. So
he's got the hair for it.
Well, sort of, you know, he does kind of have. He needs that white stripe, you know, or whatever, have it going straight up in the air.
If he could just get rid of the ponytail, I think his hair would be very frizzy.
There you go. Well, so that's kind of what's going on. I don't know what he sees in the Warlock, because we knew who was going to win this match immediately. Because Kimba,
I didn't.
You didn't?
No,
lying liar.
I saw that Warlock had lost so much weight, and I was like, oh, wow, he's really... And he got a little makeup kit for Christmas. Because he had blacked out eye, eye holes. But
if the mask doesn't fit anymore because he's so skinny now, he's got to, make sure that those eyes are blacked out, like Batman.
He lost all the weight in, his face. in his height.
You
His
know what's-
bone density shrunk.
You know what's dumb is in that second Batman movie, the second, one directed by Tim Burton with
Batman Returns?
Yeah, Batman Returns. When he tears his mask off, he doesn't have the eye makeup on. Fuck off. Come on, movie. Although that movie is awesome. I really like the first one too.
Danny DeVito as the Penguin
He's
so
great.
good.
Do you know who his dad is in that movie?
No, I don't remember.
Pee Wee Herman. Pee Wee Herman is his dad, and they send him off into the river like he's Moses.
Yeah.
That's fucking great. Awesome movie. Okay, tell me about the match. It's Dean, whatever your name is, John. I don't know what anybody's name is. I'm
My
sorry.
name's John. Guys, we've had a really long year, and we're kind of winding down.
Yes.
Just to rev back up on
Yes.
Wednesday.
We're feeling the same way NWF is right now. Just kind of like, oh my God, I'm so tired. So I'll count it up, John, but I guarantee you we went to over 100 shows this year or about
for sure.
or thereabouts, So, and episode wise, I'm sure we are probably up over 150 episodes because of all the interviews and stuff. So, and the movies and all that stuff. My God, we're doing a lot of shit. You know, sometimes I think to myself, I'm not doing enough. And then I think, what are you talking about? Like when I have free time, sometimes I feel guilty that I'm not doing more. And I'm like, you're an idiot. Stop.
Well, that was me tonight, because one of my buddies was like, hey, you want to hang out? And I was like, no, I have missed most of the wrestling shows this month. So I feel bad. I told Andy I'd be there.
Yeah, you need to do more, John. All right, so this was a standard match. Nothing really to,
back and forth.
we're not.
Kimba went to rev up and ejaculate all over the front of the crowd,
He did.
Warlock stopped that. Or Andre Macaroni did, because he got up on the apron and distracted him. And so then Warlock took a little bit of advantage, but overall Kimba just kind of maintained control here.
Yeah, there was a very, very brief heat section, but Kimba wins, after the match with the Lion Tamer. And then after the match, he gets on the mic. He says he's the king of the jungle. But who comes out to tell him who the real king is?
Andrew Right Now Reed.
Yeah, what'd he say?
Said, I'm the only king in this federation.
Yeah, that's right.
And then he walked away.
Yeah, and so that was it. So, again, like I said, the storytelling is kind of weird tonight. But at the same time, if these guys are going to feud, I'm all about it because they have great matches. So,
Agreed.
After that, we started with our main card. What was the first match, John?
It was a 7-man scramble, which is a rarity at NWF.
It used to be. Nowadays, the scramble matches are all the time. I don't like it.
Well, it's because, like we said, there wasn't a ton of storyline going on.
True.
So everybody wanted to get paid, and they know they have Christmas gifts they had to pay for, and they revved up those credit cards.
This was a good match, by the way. It was really good. Who was in it?
Anthony Bryant, Rex, Mad Dog, David Tyler. His beard's not that good anymore.
No.
Former owner of the Road Home from Wrestling, Lexus Montez.
Two-time former owner, by the way.
And two-time current owner, ATM, versus the Swinger versus Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz, that's right.
Cruz.
Santa Cruz is a place. Santa Cruz is a person. It was Lord Crew all dressed up like Santa Claus.
He was.
And by the way, if you haven't listened to it, there is on Christmas Day, there was a Lord Crew interview that dropped, and it was pretty good.
It was very enjoyable. I listened to it.
Did you? Thank you.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. He's a good dude. So, anyway, this was a good match, but one quick thing I do want to mention, I don't know if you heard this, but Mandy, when she saw Mad Dog David Tyler using his chain, she had a problem with the chain. Did you hear this?
Yeah, it's too shiny.
She said it was too shiny.
He literally went to Lowe's and bought it that afternoon and brought it, and now he just keeps it in his luggage bag next to a sweaty jock, which,
it probably smells bad.
It probably, yeah, the chain probably stinks, but it's not getting any soot on it.
It's really funny that she was upset that it wasn't dirty or something. She wants it to be all rusty.
I mean, I agree with her.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, she's a genius. So
At least, leave it out. So next time it snows, DT, just leave it out in the snow.
There you go.
For a couple of days, and it'll get a little rusty on it, and then you'll be good to go.
Yeah.
Just everybody who wrestles it, make sure you have your hepatitis C shot.
Or no, it's
the B?
Tetanus.
Tetanus, yeah.
There it is. All right. So, yeah, I know my disease.
But make sure you get your hepatitis A shot. We saw that on a sign yesterday.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that Kroger down in Indiana, it said, make sure you get your hepatitis A shots.
All right. Yeah, that's scary. Anyway, so we had all kinds of fun stuff in this match. Everybody's getting their shit in. Crew has a stocking containing a gift for Anthony Bryant. What was the gift?
It was his middle finger.
Wow. Sit and spin, Anthony Bryant. Sit and spin. So this was a vulgar night. There was a lot of shits, a lot of fucks, a lot of cursing and stuff.
There was a bitch.
There was a bitch. There was a couple bitches probably, but
Yeah.
man, we get exactly 4 dives, no more, no less. And you had set the over/under at 3.
I did.
Let me teach you a little something about betting, John. When you're setting an over and under, set it at a half. So it'd be 3.5. Okay, so in that way you have to pick 4 or 3. Okay, so you can't like split the bet or whatever. It has to be like, you know. So you want a half point in there at some point. So just for future reference. We get those 4 dives. That was a lot of fun. Everybody's doing their shit. Everybody's getting their cool shit in, doing their cool moves. And who won?
Roof. David Tyler won after, I believe, ATM super kicked Lord Crew, and then he baby cuttered him, and then David Tyler came in and punched him in the face with the steel chain, and then covered Lord Crew for the pin.
Did
I
he?
believe.
I thought he
Or
took
Swinger.
Yeah, I thought he
Swinger,
took out
Swinger.
Swinger. We got to get more heat on Swinger. Poor Swinger. That sucks, man. But anyway, so that match was pretty good. What was the next match? Oh.
It was the Titan with Matilda versus the man that rides the stars, Star Rider.
This was your favorite match of the night, is that right?
I would say so, yeah.
Pretty good, right? I hope this is the beginning of something where they're going to like feud or something like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, when you said that, I started thinking of the High School Musical song, The Start of Something New.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know all those songs.
Who doesn't?
Me? I don't know any of them.
High School Musical is an underrated musical,
Okay.
just so everyone knows.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
But,
It's no refs, I'll tell you that much.
No, it's So one of the things that I want to make sure we point out is Titan's getting a little friendly with his brass knuckles,
He
Matilda.
is, yes.
So as he was making his entrance, he started doing a little wiggly tongue action to the bottom of it, which was very reminiscent of a tongue in a certain other area of the body.
Pussy? Butthole?
Yes, and so
Dick hole?
I guess
Either one, I guess. Huh?
Could be all the above.
A dick rim job. Huh.
I mean, it happens.
One of these days.
I guess if you have like foreskin, you're good.
I'll put that on the old, sex bucket list for myself. Okay, maybe one day I'll get one of those.
Cool, but I'm worried about Titan. I think he's starting to be romantically involved with these brass knuckles, which makes me wonder: is he also doing something else with those?
I mean, they
that
are
involves his hand.
Yeah, well,
and
they are perfectly circle. There's circles on there, and
they could be inserted. They could be rubbed against.
I don't know.
I'm nervous for you, Titan.
He has a strange relationship with those, but he's also a good wrestler, and he hates Star Rider, who's a babyface. So he, at one point we get kind of like a baseball slide spot where Star Rider's sliding out to the outside to go get Titan. Titan catches him in the ring skirt, does the old Finley spot there,
Just beats him down.
But Star Rider takes advantage, runs under the ring, and hides under there, and then Pearl Harbors him on the other side. Pretty smart.
Yes. Because Aaron and Titan kept wondering, where did he go?
Aaron the ref, yeah. So, then he chucks Star Rider into the steps. And tell me about this cool German suplex spot.
Well, before he threw him into the steps, he said, "Everybody look out for a shooting star." And he threw him into the steps. I thought it was really clever. But so Titan has Star Rider wrapped up in the ropes, so he's kind of chest first into the turnbuckle. And Titan runs from the other side of the ring and just snap suplex him. German suplexes him.
So it was Titan that did the suplex?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Titan ran and grabbed him and threw him back and slid out of the ring.
That was cool.
In the process. It was really sweet looking.
We also had an insane cannonball in the corner from Star Rider. I mean, that was pretty neat, man.
It was from halfway across the ring.
Yeah, it was far. And then he wins with that top rope splash, right?
He did.
It's cool. And we were just discussing briefly how I like that's his new finish because I hate the Swanton as a finisher. It just doesn't make sense as a finisher.
It looks like it hurts the wrestler more, the person doing it more than the person who's getting hit, because you're landing on your neck and
if you do
shoulders.
it, and if you do it right and land it perfect, it looks like you barely hit them, because you did. So I don't like it as a move. As a finish. As a move, it's cool. But
unless Jeff Hardy's doing it from 94 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Then we're go for it.
Yeah, well, then the guy moves and he goes through 3 tables. But,
Or one table and just ass to the concrete.
Right. Awesome. Yeah, so Star Rider gets the win, and
Which
you know,
is good because he keeps losing.
Yeah,
he's
he was
been on a
losing.
losing streak. So
Well,
hopefully this is some momentum to take him forward.
what was the next match, John?
It was a triple threat tag team match. It was the SOB and Alex Hayden versus the Natty Boys versus the Hippies.
Yeah, Natty Boys, Stewie Staggs, and Dustin Jobs. The Hippies are, of course, Pompano Joe and
Jesse Hyde.
Jesse Hyde, thank you very much. Jesse Hyde wearing some new gear tonight, right?
Yeah,
Unicorn Dreams, he said.
They did look like unicorn dreams to me.
What were these pants for, like, rainbow, you know?
But it was like a light color rainbow. They honestly kind of look like they were one solid color, but then when particular light made them change.
pretty neat, you know? Very flamboyant. I like it. So I didn't take any notes on this match because I was just watching. It was just a good tag match. I don't know.
And I went and used the restroom.
They didn't reinvent the wheel. They didn't, do anything that, that was unbelievable or anything. It was just a good tag match. I don't know.
Yeah, for the most part, SOB and Alex Hayden kind of maintained control throughout the entire match on Pompano Joe. And the Natty Boys, we know that they're not scared.
They don't care.
And it clearly looked like they didn't care about winning this match because they just stood on their side of the apron and were like, "Is anyone want to tag us in?" No? Okay, we're good.
Triple threat tag team matches are so weird because, like, the ref is all like, "Oh no, one in, one out," and it's like, but it's a triple threat, so what are you gonna do? They're very weird. But we've been having a lot of those lately. We were mentioning to each other about how, last year, maybe a year and a half ago, there were like 2 tag teams in NWF. There wasn't even the Natty Boys. It was Justin Lane. And
just any random person.
Well, no, and Dustin, and they
yeah.
they were a tag team forever. And Dustin thought that he was Stewie. He'd be like, "Hey, what's up, Stewie?"
Yeah.
That was it. And then Jay and Ryan were tag team champions when I first started coming. So I mean, there hasn't been a ton of tag teams. Now there's a million of them. It's like all tag teams. It's crazy. I don't know. Anyway, this was a good match though. Like I said, SOB, Alex Hayden, highly entertaining, very funny, very doing awesome heel shit. I really like what they're doing. The Hippies are fucking killing it. The Natty Boys rule. Who won the match?
The Hippies won after a super love gun.
Yeah, I don't remember who they hit that on. Probably one of the bad guys, right?
Yes.
Maybe SOB? I can't remember.
I think it was one of the rich guys.
One of them rich guys? Okay, fair enough. What was the next match? Oh!
Well, we have to make sure we note that after the match, SOB and Alex Hayden were pissed that they did not win. And so they just proceeded to beat the crap out of Pompano Joe and Jesse Hyde.
Yeah.
Steel chains, and then they did like a neck breaker power bomb.
They got some cool moves. There were some great double team moves in this. What was later on we had the Tiger Driver senton thing from the, I don't know, they don't have a name.
Alex
Andrew Reed.
Jeremiah
and Andrew Reed, yeah.
Yeah.
That was good stuff. Anyway, but okay, what was the next match?
The next match was Big Cuz with Andre Macaroni versus Christopher Michael Lotus.
Okay, that's right. Elite Champion Christopher Michael Lotus, by the way. PTW Elite Champion. I'm pretty happy for him, and I'm sorry I missed that, because that was pretty awesome.
I know. I feel like he's never had a title run down at PTW. I've never seen him have a title run here in NWF.
No.
So good for him.
Yeah, he's... it's interesting. He's actually the one who unified the unified titles here at NWF. He's had a lot of title runs. I don't know if he's ever been champion, heavyweight champion, though.
Okay.
Maybe one day.
And Big Cuz is the current PTW Tag Team Champion.
He is. That's true, man. All the NWF guys have all the belts. I'm pitching an invasion angle. Come on, man. Let's do it, Anyway. All right, so...
there was a certain PTW owner in the house.
Yeah, Daryl Kelly was there all fucking drunk.
So, maybe they are scouting, see if maybe there could be an invasion here.
I don't know. That Daryl Kelly, though, I don't like him.
Yeah, he was just wasted over in the corner.
He was over there abusing his friend Scotty, acting like a dick, just doing his bullshit. Nobody cares, though.
Stumbling around.
It's unbelievable.
It's whatever. So Big Cuz, for the most part, dominated this match until there was a couple ref distractions by Andre Macaroni.
Ooh.
And during one of those ref distractions, Lotus was able to hit a facial expression on Big Cuz. And it would have been good for a 3, but luckily Andre had Brian distracted.
Yeah, I don't really like this. I want Cuz has to get beat at some point, right? I mean, he's never been pinned yet, right?
He was pinned by Abyss. I think that was it.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. So Abyss is the only person that's pinned him. He's going to get his revenge on Abyss eventually, so
Hopefully.
That's got to happen. But it's like that's the only time he's ever been beaten. So he's still not like this kind of normal wrestler. So I hate seeing him take a pin, even if it's not in the context of losing. It's still, I don't really like it. But either way, because they did this with him and Alex Hayden at Covington like a while back, and I was like, what are we doing? I was like, come on. I was all pissed about it. But
even like Lord Crew, I don't think was able to get him down
right
long enough
yes
for a pin.
Yeah, because they had like a bunch of count out finishes and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Anyway, but tell me what happened here.
So despite the ref distraction, Cuz didn't get the pin or didn't lose. Lotus takes out Andre Makarov after throwing Brian across the ring, which I thought should have been cause for a disqualification.
That's fine.
But Brian was like, yeah, he kept getting in my face, so do what you gotta do, man. And after he threw Brian, he walked straight into a huge choke slam from Big Cuz.
Yep.
And it was good for the 1, 2, 3.
That's what happens, man. Big Cuz gonna kill you with that shit.
He does. Aaron Williams hasn't been back to NWF.
That's true. He got chokeslammed at one time and never came back, I think he's hanging out on the border somewhere out there,
Yeah.
Who knows? Anyway. All right, after that we had a tag match. Who was in this, John?
It was the King of Rock, Andrew Right Now Reed, and Jeremiah versus D.D. Trash.
That's right. It's DD Trash, which is Bruce Gray and Ron Mathis making their triumphant return to NWF. These guys are great. They're just tremendous wrestlers. Now, at the beginning of this, during his entrance, Jeremiah went for a handshake with Miss Callie, who just denied him, and it broke his heart.
Unbelievable, Callie.
What?
I think it's unbelievable.
I blame Jeremiah.
Jeremiah's a catch.
A catch how? Like,
Because he's a hook. So he hooks her in. He hooks her in, and so he's good at catching. And so he's the hook, Jeremiah. So she should have caught that bait right away.
Is that's like some Batman logic there? I don't get it. But we'll just everything's Batman tonight, by the way. So that's very strange. But yeah, Miss Callie denied him. Jeremiah was like, "What the?"
He was heartbroken.
He was all mad. That's awesome.
Devastated.
I don't have a ton of notes on this one, other than it's just a good tag team match. We're seeing all kinds of stuff, the normal stuff that we see from DD Trash and Andrew Reed and Jeremiah doing their shit. At a certain point, though, Ron Mathis returned to his corner, but it wasn't his corner. It was just some other corner, and he's like, and then Jeremiah's like, okay, you're over there. Well, I guess I have to go over here now.
Guess I'm sliding down.
They just switched corners. That was hilarious, man. And then we also DD Trash had I think it was Andrew Reed. They had him down in the ring, and so they tried the Power and Glory finish, which is awesome. Do you know who Power and Glory was?
It's Macho Man and Hulk Hogan.
No, that's the Mega Powers. No, fuck off.
Well, it seems like that would be a move that they would do.
No, Power and Glory is Hercules Hernandez and the greatest horseman of all time, Paul Roma. All right? Come on, man. Power and Glory. And so they tried the Power and Glory finish, which is a top, like a superplex and then a flying elbow. And, or I think it might be a splash, but either way, they tried it, but it didn't work, unfortunately, because Jeremiah broke up the pin. It would have worked, I was a big fan of that. What else happened here?
It was really fun to see Andrew Reed. I almost forgot his name. Andrew Reed mixing it up with two guys that we never really expected him to ever fight, and Bruce Gray and Ron Mathis.
Pretty cool. Yeah, we eventually did get a DDT from Bruce on Jeremiah, but he wasn't legal, and Ref Aaron astutely catches that, right? Ref Aaron's all about this shit now.
He is now that I roasted him on how bad he was at the tagging.
I can't wait until he's wrong. I can't wait till he loses his mind over somebody's not legal and then he's wrong. That's going to be awesome because that's going to happen. He's getting very confident. So anyway, that was great though. He catches that, and then we get a roll up from Andrew Reed and on Bruce, and the bad guys win, right?
They did, which it makes sense because DD Trash isn't a normal NWF tag team, and I don't really expect to see them every single
No, they're
month.
coming in to do the job, just like they did last. Wait, no, they moved on last night, didn't they? Yeah, they won last night.
It was very funny seeing them as like heels last night and then their faces tonight.
Yeah.
But they're pretty much the same exact characters.
Yeah, it's
it just
just
depends on the crowd they're in front of.
Pretty much, I mean, they were playing to the crowd a little more tonight, but they were, slapping hands. They were kissing babies.
So, like, there was a funny thing from last night. Bruce Gray was, like, in a shoulder lock, and he's like, oh, that's my bad shoulder. And then tonight he had his shoulder sling on, and I was like, oh, he really is selling that.
Some continuity there from Bruce Gray and stuff.
I think he did it just for us.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah, because they care what we think. So. Anyway, after that we had Single Intermission, and I don't have anything to report. Do you?
No, just everybody came and stole my Mike and Ike's. Well, I offered my Mike and Ike's.
You did? Yeah.
And everybody was taking me up on the offer. It was cool.
Well, that's cool. I mean, what are you going to do?
You have to bribe the wrestlers sometimes to be friendly to you.
That's how that works. It is true, by the way. And you can do it with candy.
Yeah.
They're like, what are they, like your dog or something like that?
know.
I mean, come on,
the one
man.
that surprises me the most is Star Rider, who used to be so worried about like his physique,
Yeah,
has
now
been
he's
coming over. He's like, "Oh, you got anything for me to eat?
Yeah.
You got some stuff for me?"
Interesting.
So what is that? What was that scientist who did research where like you ring a bell?
Pavlov.
Yeah,
Pavlov's Star Rider.
that's what's going on with me.
He starts salivating when he sees you
He's
or
like,
something like that.
He's probably got a snack for me. Let's go.
Okay, awesome. By the way, Pavlov's dog, that's a great reference. I love it. And a lot of people don't know what the fuck that is. How do you not know what that
I
is?
learned about it in high school.
I
Like it was
know.
a classic scientific study.
Come on. Look up Pavlov's dog if you don't know about that. It's great. It's how you train dogs, too, by the way. So, anyway. And by the way, Pavlov's dog plays a huge role in, because we as fans of pro wrestling are Pavlov's dog. And the wrestlers and the booker are ringing that bell and making us salivate. So there you go. There's a fucking metaphor for you. That's all. I mean, I am putting in a lot of effort tonight. I just want it to be appreciated, okay?
I mean, we always say it. This is an educational first podcast.
Of course, yeah. Education first. That was Single Intermission. And after that, we had another match. What was that match on?
It was The End of the World, which is Jake Omen. Did I get it right that time?
Yeah.
Good. I feel like I kept calling him Owens. Jake Omen and Muldoon versus Samson and T-Money.
It's weird. I can't see anything Muldoon posts on the internet anymore. I don't know why.
Why is that? You have any guesses?
I have no idea. I don't know how the internet works, but
Maybe he deactivated all of his accounts.
he must have. I don't know. I can't see anything that he posts anymore. It's weird. So he didn't post anything really to begin with. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's whatever.
Anyway, all right. Maybe he's moved over to Instagram. By the way, we're on Instagram at the Road Home FW. So if you need to, deactivate something, you probably should do that one too, just to make sure.
Do you need me to start running that account?
If you want, you can. We can talk about that off air. But we did get a new follower last night, but I don't know who the fuck he is. So, and I probably should follow you and like some other people. I just haven't. I opened it up once and was like, oh look, there's the. Okay, see you later. Anyway, okay, so it's End of the World versus Samson Team Money. This is kind of a weird match, and here's why. Because Samson and Team Money were like monster heels and then just randomly turned face just to have this match, right? So, which is weird, and again, it's just a sign that we have too many tag teams probably at this time. However, I'm not complaining, because I got to see Samson and Team Money beat the shit out of these guys, and it was fucking great, man. This match was awesome.
Yeah, this was really hard hitting. And right out the gate, they immediately started brawling outside of the ring, because the End of the World was like, we're not waiting for this. These guys wanted to fight. We're going to bring it to them.
That's right.
And that's exactly what they did.
That's what they did, man. And, we had Samson taking most of the heat in this match. And then the next note's incorrect because it says hot tag to Samson, but that's not right. It's hot tag to Team Money,
Yeah. And during the brawling earlier, T-Money did a really nice taker dive.
Yeah, oh yeah,
over
man.
the top rope.
That was
He
awesome,
almost
man.
overshot everybody, but they held on.
That was great.
And they went down.
Man, I think that one of the reasons why I like Samson and Team Money so much is they are legitimately terrifying. They're like old, like it's kind of a throwback to the old school days of wrestling when you got these guys that are just like, oh my God, like Bruiser Brody, you're like, I don't want to be in the same room with that guy. He'll rip my head off and shit down my neck, And these guys look like they will rip your head off and shit down your neck. I mean, that's they probably have a shit like on deck just so they can do that at any time during the day,
They very much, like, if they wanted to give them, like, a different kind of character storyline, I feel like they could just easily make them in the APA.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
And just have them, the Acolyte Protection Agency, and just have them be badasses that come out and beat the shit out of anybody for a couple bucks and go back to playing poker.
They're fucking awesome, man. I really enjoy seeing those guys. So, tell me about this cool Alabama Slam move that T-Money hit on Muldoon. This is awesome, right?
Yeah, so Muldoon got thrown into one of the corners, and as he tried to, like, you know, do the back, like, jump up and land over T-Money. I don't really know how to
Up and over, so that's
up and
called.
over. T-Money grabbed Muldoon by the legs and just hit a massive Alabama Slam on him.
I love that move.
It was so good.
You know, on WWE TV, I think it's Drew McIntyre, but it could be the guitar guy Elias. It was one of them. They hit the reverse Alabama Slam all the time, which is face
Drew
first.
McIntyre.
Fucking awesome. I love Alabama Slam. First of all, amazing move. Inverted about Alabama Slam onto the steps or something is like the greatest thing ever. I love it. Anyway, that was tremendous. At the end, though, we had a low blow to Sampson, and Muldoon gets the pin. Boo. But this was a good match, you know?
It was.
It was like fucking hard hitting. These guys beat the shit out of each other. It was awesome. What was the next match? Oh.
The next match was for the Dozer Memorial Cup with Hollywood Adam Swayze.
Very dramatic, John.
I did that wrong. Hollywood Adam
Swayze!
With Rex and his manager, a talent agent, Gideon Weinstein, going against the biggest superhero I've ever seen, DC.
Yeah. So this match was, the whole story of this match is stacking the odds against DC and then, like, stacking those odds on top of other odds and then taking some more odds that you found on the street and, like, stacking those on top. And it was, like, everything we can do to make sure that DC's not going to win this match. But, you know, maybe he will. Right. So the first big spot that I remember, I mean, we had kind of a standard match for a while, and then we had chair to the throat from Rex on the outside. He, like, loaded up a chair, like an unopened chair, put it up against DC's throat, and then chucked him into the ring post. That was awesome.
And any average man, that would be it.
Yeah.
He'd be done.
You'd be done.
And we thought DC was done, and the ref got to 9, and DC was able to roll back in.
Yeah, he comes back, man. He had a huge pounce and a running blockbuster for 2 on Adam Swayze. We had a lot of, like, big-time kickouts in this match, too, like really close false finishes and stuff. Swayze hit the curb stomp, I think, more than once and got kicked out of, which is strange.
Did you notice Swayze's really nice drop kick that he did?
Yeah.
He got, like, full air. Usually, you know, he plays it safe as an actor, you know. Insurance policy on him is very high.
Yeah, Lloyd's of London, of course.
Yeah, and so he hit a really nice drop kick, and then he did, like, a leaping neck breaker.
Yeah, it was a swinging neck breaker. I was like, is fucking Jeff Jarrett here? I mean, this is awesome. I thought that maybe they're making a movie about Jeff Jarrett, and that Swayze is starring in it, and this is like him practicing for the role, right?
Yeah, he's got a biopic coming out next year.
Okay.
Adam Swayze's the lead.
Man, do you think Swayze, I'm sure he can, but I wonder what his southern accent sounds like.
I mean, he's really good at slapping nuts.
All right.
I mean, that's what Jeff Jarrett's thing was.
Slapping nuts. God, I hate Jeff Jarrett. But you know what? Jeff Jarrett's punches, tremendous. Tremendous wrestler, but I don't really like him as a wrestler either way. Anyway, so, Rex and Gideon get tossed for interfering, you know.
Because DC announced that he was doing the spear.
Just telling everybody. You should grab a mic when he does that and be like, hey, spear. Hey, you over there, you're not paying attention. I'm doing a spear.
He just comes out with a megaphone and keeps it in the corner. Spear.
We'll get, what's his name? Jimmy Hart. And he'd be like, okay, hey, baby, you're going to do a spear. And he'll get the megaphone.
So Rex and Gideon were holding his legs while he was trying to do the spear to end it, and Aaron kicked him out. Or so we thought.
Yeah, tossed him. By the way, no one uses the megaphone as a gimmick anymore. That's a great gimmick.
Somebody bring it back.
Yeah, man, bring it back. I love it. What if Nate Peele came out with one of those?
Oh, we wouldn't love that.
If he painted it like a snake? And he was this gold snake, and he was kissing it all the time.
He'd have a lot.
We see him, he's talking into it. We can see his tongue coming out and stuff.
I learned this one from Titan.
All right. So, yeah, they trade some good near falls. Then Gideon reappears in the aisle, and he's like, you threw me out, but you can't throw me out. I'm the bomb Gideon, and you can't do that, and not whatever. And he's grabbing Aaron, the ref, and yelling at him. And who slips in from behind and Pearl Harbors?
Somebody who is too tall to be sneaky, Rex.
Well, there's only one person that's too tall, and that's Brandon Taggart. But go ahead.
Well, I had this rule of thumb, like, if you're over 6 feet, like, you're too tall to be able to, like, sneak in anywhere.
Okay.
I think so. But Rex, he somehow sneaks into the ring, and he goes to hit a big ending on Rex, or not Rex, DC. Yeah. But DC wiggles out and is able to hit a spear.
Yep.
To send Rex reeling out of the ring. And in this distraction, Adam Swayze was able to knock out DC with the belt.
Well, no, he tried to.
I thought he hit him.
Oh.
I thought he hit him and he only got a 2 count.
Oh.
Because DC is a superhuman. Super DC tonight kicked out from, like, he literally defied all of the odds tonight.
My last notes say here, spear to Swayze and DC gets the win. He's super.
He is super.
Yeah, so he does get the win. He retains his Dozer Memorial Battle Royal Cup.
Which is a very prestigious. They were handling it with such care.
Yeah, so that's a thing. And that was a good match. It was pretty good. The crowd went nuts for that one, man. After that, we had your main event of the evening. And the main event was a match to decide if Larry's team wins, he gets a match for the title with Josh Uwa, and then Ryan gets a match with Nate Peel. All right.
Yes.
I thought for sure the bad guys were going to win this, but let's talk about what happened. So this match is Larry D and Ryan Stone versus Ryan Stone's best friend Jay Donaldson and Josh Uwa with Nate Peel. Unbelievable.
It was unbelievable.
So, first thing that happens is we get an entrance, a special entrance from Larry D. You know, he comes around and he spots a certain security guard and he punks him the fuck out in front of everybody.
Dick in the face and
Awesome.
everything.
That was great. We really enjoyed that. Thank you, Larry. So that was good. Yeah, Larry punks out security guard. Then we have fun stuff to start with, like involving pretty much everyone just beating up on Jay and chopping Jay, right?
Well, Jay was so worried. He's like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. So usually it's like, I'm gonna win. And he's like, I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna die.
And so we start out with Jay and Ryan, and they just hokey pokey so this match was hokey pokey, the match.
Yeah, a lot of hokey pokey.
And Jay, you know, has Ryan tied up in the corner, and Brian breaks it up, and he's like, I'm not going to cheat, ref. I'm not going to cheat. And then he does his little slap. He's like, I got him. And Ryan's just laughing his head off.
Ryan's like, he got me. He got me.
Yeah, I fell for it. He got me. And then, like, Jay got some little pitiful pin for, like, a 1 count. And Ryan's like, I fell for it again. And so
great.
it was almost like making it seem like Ryan and Jay were maybe still buddy-buddy here.
Yeah, that's what I thought, you know. But yeah, we had all kinds of fun stuff with that. Eventually, Larry tags in and the heels double team and working over his knee a little bit. Larry eventually gets Josh Uwa alone and hits all kinds of moves on him. And then how'd this thing shake out here?
Larry eventually
Just puns him.
Yeah, well, I was just going to ignore your notes
I know,
there.
it's so funny, though. It's like, when have I ever... Is puns a word that I use? No, iPhone, it is not. Learn something, you fucker. Anyway.
So Larry kind of runs wild, and he eventually is able to pop Joshua up for a best hand in the house, and then he runs over to Jay, hits him with the best hand in the house, and then successfully pins the champion and earns his right to face the NWF heavyweight champion, one of my favorite wrestlers, Joshua, next month.
Yeah, for the championship, so that'll be great. And then we also get Rhinestone versus Nate Peel, which will be fucking awesome, man. That's gonna be so much fun.
I have a feeling Nate Peel is gonna bring out that taser again.
Yeah, and he'll have Jay with him too,
For sure.
You know, so that'll be a lot of fun. That's gonna be a lot of shenanigans. So, you know, like we said, tonight's was kind of like a bridging episode of NWF, if you will, and so we got some fun stuff tonight, but it was all moving towards to the next thing. You know, the book that never ends, John. You know, you just turn another page, and here we are turning the page.
This is the days of our lives.
John, did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, I got a new bed set, and I can't wait to sleep in it tonight.
That's one of the reasons we're keeping this short. Got to go home and go to sleep right away. So that's important. Well, I also had a great Christmas. Thank you so much for asking. I appreciate it.
I was just worried about mine.
I know everybody is. It's hey man, it's a get yours kind of world, right? So you know, but I hope everybody out there had a great Christmas. And if you want to give us a Christmas present, you can listen to our show more than once. That's always important. And you can you know, follow us on social media. It's the Road Home FW on everything apparently. You know, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And maybe I can talk to Muldoon on there. We'll see. You know, see if I can say hi to him and say, hey man, what's up, buddy? I miss your posts. He doesn't post anything. That's the thing. So.
I don't know. I feel like I'll look and see if he has been posting anything.
Okay.
And I'll let you know.
All right. Well, it's
I'll
really
just
important
screenshot. If he has been tweeting, I will screenshot every single tweet and send it to you.
Please.
Actually, it'll probably be easier if I just do like the screen grab video.
Will you start screenshotting my tweets and send them to him?
Yeah.
So that way he can see.
It's like a broken home. I have to like go to both parents.
Wrong.
Like,
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with his phone. All right, John. What else? Anything else?
I don't think so. It's been a heck of a year.
Oh my God, it's been crazy. And guess what, fuckers? We don't do year-end lists or any of that bullshit. If you want that, go to some other crappy podcast, because that's where that's going on, you know?
I don't know. I might do it next year.
Well, you go for it, because we're not fucking doing it, you know? Or you make your own episode where you do lists or whatever.
Well, I'm thinking next year I'm just going to keep track of like the shows I go to and then like what my favorite match was.
That's easy. We record an episode about it every time we go to a show.
Yeah, but like I don't like sit there and have like all these notes like or these episodes saved in my phone.
Maybe you should start taking notes like I do, and then I don't have to drive and take notes and do everything else.
Well, I have done that before, and you're like, your notes are too
They're
detailed.
too detailed. It's ridiculous. Anyway, all right. Well, I hope everybody had a great Christmas, like I said, and I hope everybody gets a great New Year. We do have a secret episode dropping on New Year's Day at 10 a.m., so watch out for that. We're actually going to have 2 episodes come out that day because we'll be attending, or at least I will, the Slamming in the New Year NWF show, so that'll be great.
I'll be there.
Okay, sounds good. And that'll be fun. That'll come out in the early evening. And then that morning, like I said, we'll have a special episode that morning that'll be a returning guest that hasn't been on the show for over a year.
And it's not like a best of episode?
No, don't do that either, you know? So, but that'll be really cool.
A best of episode is just one match from each show that we recorded this year.
It's actually just our jokes. That's all it is. It's like, it's not even us talking about wrestling. It's just fucking
a
jokes.
7-hour episode of just jokes.
That'd be great. All right, well, thank you guys so much for listening.
Sayonara.